we're starting our preserved leaves program. We're gonna get our bag that has all of our materials in it. I have that here. I have laid out scrap copy paper. You can lay out newspaper or, you know, a disposable tablecloth or whatever you want. And then I've also laid down wax sheets that I have. So you can lay out wax paper or tinfoil or something that's nonstick for when you have that wax. So I have my leaves. And I have my wax, and that's what you'll need to start, of your wax beads. And you'll need a method to melt them. So I just want to say these I just picked like a minute ago because I realized that the leaves I packed for you have all dried up and shriveled and gotten crunchy. I don't know why that didn't occur to me that would happen. I just wanted you guys to have the option of having some leaves, although right now, I don't know if it's peak yet. So, you know, I was gonna give you guys leaves, but then I thought you can have that, but you can wait. This video will be on YouTube indefinitely. So you can wait a little while until you see some leaves that you like, and then you can work on those. Or if you wanted to wait closer to Thanksgiving or Halloween, you could do that too, so it's fine. You could go to a park or anywhere and get some leaves. I would get ones that have only recently fallen, because otherwise, like this one is kind of on the edge where it's starting to get a little crackled. And then that won't work that great. So I have this really cool thing. Let's see if I can show it. It's called the melting pot. And it's made specifically for melting for crafts. So I use this often when I do wax for candles or other things. Okay. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm gonna set it pretty low, like about 200, 220. And then I'm just gonna wait a minute. So if you didn't have that, what I've recommended in the past at home is you could use a double boiler. And if you're not familiar with a double boiler, you can make your own. Basically, you have a pot and you fill it usually a couple inches with water, and you turn that on high and you let that boil, and then, or simmer, and then you have a smaller pot inside that, and that's the pot where you are gonna put your wax. In the past, when I would do crafting, I would go to Goodwill and just find a pot I didn't care about, and I would use that, and so I wouldn't really care if it had got wax in it or, you know, other like maybe soap making materials, because I knew I wasn't going to use that for food. So if that's a concern, you could also use a microwave safe bowl in your microwave. You could use a like a glass or ceramic, just make sure it's microwave safe, and think about that. So I gave quite a bit. I know I measured it. I can't remember exactly. I mean, I measured it so that I knew everyone would get the same amount. If I had to eyeball it, I'd say there's probably somewhere between 1.5 and 2 cups in here. You're not really gonna need it all, I don't think. But I like to prepare. So you can see it's nice and warm. It's already starting to melt. I'm gonna pour maybe half of what I have in here and use that. So you can stir. And then if you want, you can stir with like a plastic spoon or fork, and then you just throw it away, like a disposable one. Okay, so I'm almost got it all the way melted. Now we're going to start to dip. I would just use the stem. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use a nice one. So I'm going to use this and just use the stem as like the little dipper for it. You want to get both sides. Make sure you get all areas. Let it drip off as much as I can. And then let it dry there. And then we're gonna repeat that. So something else that I should mention is after you collect your leaves, give them a little rinse. Get like a bowl of water, maybe even a little drop of soap in there, and then rinse them, and then maybe lay them out on a paper towel, because your wax will get really dirty. And also it might not stick. If your leaves are gritty, the wax might not stick. So it would kind of ruin the integrity of your project. Make sure to do that. Now this is beeswax that I bought. It is white. Normally, I'm just gonna put some more of these wax paper out. Normally, I would buy yellow beeswax because I love natural beeswax. I love the smell of it. But for this, I thought I would stick to the white because that way it wouldn't change the color of our lovely leaves. But if you were wondering, yes, it is beeswax. Although if you wanted to recreate this another time using soy, I don't think that would matter at all. This is another craft I got from the book 52 Nature Crafts, and that is available at our library. And they had a lot of really great stuff. And this is my last one. Okay. We're gonna let these set for maybe 10 minutes. And that should be enough for them to dry. You can see this. You can see a little bit extra where the extra came off, so you could easily just pull that off. And If you wanted, you could go ahead and dip it again. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start dipping some of these that have set. Just do it quickly because you want to add another coat. You don't really want to melt off the coat that's already there. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 2 coats. Otherwise, it's gonna start to take on like a white or opaque sheen. So if you start to pull these off and it's already a little white, maybe it doesn't need to do it again. And if you want to leave it at 1, that's fine. I will let you choose what you want to do. It's up to you. And honestly, leaves are not hard to come by, so you could just scrap it and start over if you're not liking the way it's coming out. You're not really losing anything in that. Oh my gosh, this one is probably my favorite so far. This is just really pretty. I like this a lot. And then if I was done, I would probably just kind of pull off this little extra white a little bit. If you can, my huge hands are in the way. So if you see like this, maybe just pull that off a little if you wanted to. So what I did was I included in your kit some raffia or ribbon. I'm gonna turn this off. And clothespins. So I included 10 clothespins. So the idea is, let me grab one that's nice set. So the idea is you could clip it to the stem, to the top of the leaf. Sorry, I'm not in view. You could clip it here, and then you could hang it off of your ribbon. And then you could hang this on your wall or front door. Another nice idea would be to lay these out on your tablecloth, like scatter them on your tablecloth at your Thanksgiving dinner, or lay them out as part of your Halloween decorations. But just, keep in mind that if it's warm out, if it's near a candle, near hot food, these could start to melt. So they could start to melt into your tablecloth, and if anyone's ever had wax in your tablecloth, that's kind of a pain. So just keep that in mind. I would not store these. When you're done with them for the season, toss them, because they're not going to preserve these long term, and they're not going to keep well. They're going to get all smushed together, melted, make a mess. So this is just meant to be a nice little craft that it will preserve them for a season, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it out, see what you think, and that maybe you try it again next season if you enjoyed it. So this was a short one. It's kind of a nice quiet one to do, and let us know if you have any questions or comments, and if you have photos that you would like to share. If you have photos that you would like to share with us that maybe we could put on social media and everyone could see the fun stuff we're doing, you could always email us at flref@farmingtonlibraries.org. I hope to see you guys sign up for the next program. Have a great fall.